I'm sorry about that, I forgot. So arriving here now is the most relevant and necessary time and place. And as you feel yourself now in this time and in this place, I want you to tell me the very first thing that you see or the very first impression that you have as you begin to understand where you are and what is happening around you. What do you sense, see, feel, hear? What's coming to you in any form?
Light over the ocean.
Beautiful. What color is this light?
I couldn't even tell you the colors, but
it's okay.
A lot of colors together, yellows, purples. It keeps changing because it's over the ocean itself.
And where are you located relative to the ocean?
I'm part of the light that's beaming off the ocean.
You're part of the light? Do you have any form?
Kind of circular.
Circular, okay. Would you call yourself a being or non-being?
I'm being nothing.
Good, wonderful, wonderful. So tell me, how does it feel, this space of being nothing?
This is. Just light. You're very light.
Wonderful.
I'm not carrying anything. Just being light.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. Can you tell why you're here in this place?
Light carries information.
Wonderful. Can you access this information?
Yes.
Yes. Let's just start with asking, is there a particular message that this light wishes to bring you?
It's it's the lightness, it's the absence of burden that that's needed to move forward. It's the absence of burden, just making yourself lighter to move forward.
Right. In how many ways does Enid need to unburden herself?
That could be really. Let's start with not taking on other people's burdens.
That's a big one. Yes.
Just lighten your load.
Right. Wonderful. What about physical burdens?
Some things she has expressed are burdensome. So it either has to change or be accepted.
Okay. Would you like to identify anything that Enid might want to change?
Well, she keeps thinking of the car as a burden.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, the battery keeps dying.
Mm-hmm.
Needs to make a decision about that,
Mm-hmm.
which is, that's how it's showing up as a burden.
Okay.
And sometimes you can turn something into a burden that's really not a burden.
Right.
Just by the way you think about it.
For sure. So, are there any other burdens that she needs to consider at this point? Like physical burdens right now?
Um, still some things with weight loss.
Okay.
Still some things with, it's hard to separate everything because they're kind of interwoven into each other.
Right.
But it is being like all worked out.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. What about spiritual burdens?
Spiritually, I don't take on any responsibility of what you are here to teach. You just teach it. You just say it. And it's up to other people to connect with it.
Right.
Don't take on the burden of it.
Okay. What about past life type of healing burdens? Is she carrying any of that needs to be repaired or replaced or released?
The the life of being like a pastor or over a lot of people and being overly burdened. Now it's like the fear of being burdened by people.
Okay.
Like it's going all the way the other way. Like, don't come over here. And don't want to be responsible for how you think or what you think.
Right, right, right. Would you say that this might be part of her fear of speaking in public? That she would be taking on other people's burdens?
Or that people will latch on
Mm-hmm.
like they did before, like you're a god, like you know something more than they're capable of knowing themselves.
Right,
Capable of the
right,
same information. It just needs to be carried on the frequency of light, of information.
right. So, if you had advice for how Enid can access that idea of speaking on the frequency of light without worrying about how it lands, what would your advice be?
Make sure there's no ego in anything you do.
Mm-hmm.
without ego, you don't worry about what people think, how other light receives your light. Do all things in love to assist. And remain separate from the responses outside of light.
Okay.
Always keep the mission and purpose.
Okay. Would you say that her fear of public speaking comes from her lifetime as the pastor itself? Or are
Yes.
there more than one places where this comes from?
I would say that's being in control, being a leader. That's like a long thread in this lifetime, in
Right.
all the lifetimes. But the lifetime of the pastor being the most recent, well, just still with that one.
Okay. What happened that made her disturbed about that lifetime as a pastor?
It was actually her own awakening to that that some of what she was taught and teaching was not true. People so want to. Then when you try to tell people the truth, they just rather be dependent.
Right.
So you know they're going in the wrong direction. You know it's not going to be good. You already know it, but you really don't have any control at that point of it, and that's just it. So that whole group of people really did not succeed, and I feel like it was partly because I just don't want any part of people not moving forward in their spiritual journey.
Right.
Don't look to me, look at me.
Right. Okay, good. I'm trying to determine what energy has Enid carried forward into this lifetime from that lifetime. What is the actual core energy that she's carrying? Because there's a wound here. What's the core wound here?
Let's say guilt.
Guilt. Okay. If you would allow me, could I ask the energy of guilt to step forward to chat to you, please?
Yeah.
Can you feel or sense guilt present? Would you like to talk to guilt? Could you lend your voice to guilt so that we can actually ask guilt a few questions?
Yeah.
So guilt, we have you here. Whenever you enter into somebody's life, you usually have a very specific message for them. Would you like to share what your message is for Enid here today, please?
there's a whole flock of people
Good.
that's with me that keep calling. And they've actually followed her here, and I'm working for them. I work with them.
You work with that whole flock of people, of guilt beings or other beings?
It's the flock that she had
Okay.
that's calling her to help them.
Ah, very good. Okay.
Really.
So all of those beings, are they present here now?
Yes.
Okay. May I talk to them?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes. Actually, let me pull forward one as a spokesman for the whole group, because it's very hard to talk to a group at once. Could one of them step forward?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and can you lend your voice to them, please? So I'd like you, is it okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would like to ask you, since you've come with this pastor, you've come with your pastor and you're following the pastor into a future lifetime, what do you wish, what did you hope to obtain from this pastor?
Information.
What kind of
Yes, well,
information are you seeking?
we don't have any information without her. That's
Ah,
all.
you have forgotten? You have forgotten that you are connected directly to Source yourself? Who told you that you were not connected?
I don't even remember who told me.
Okay. So this is for the whole group. I want you to all just spend 1 minute, just this 1 minute. I want you to enter into quiet. Just quiet your mind. Quiet your clamor. Just enter into stillness for a moment. And I want you to enter into your heart spaces. Be in the center of your heart. And tell me, what do you feel in the center of your heart?
Light and love.
Light and love. Okay. You're finding this in the center of your heart. Where do you think the light and love come from?
Light saying source.
They come from your creator source. Okay, just breathe into that light and love and let it expand. Let it expand and fill your entire being. As you breathe in, allow the flames of light and love to grow bigger and stronger and brighter. And as you breathe out, spread those flames wide around you through your auric field. Fill your entire auric field with this energy of light and love. Can you sense the change?
Oh, yeah, we're what she is.
Exactly. You are what you were looking for outside of yourself. You are the light that you are seeking. At this point in time, by attaching and by clamoring to her, you are a major burden to her and to yourself. You have a choice now to free her and to free yourself. Would you like to take up that option of freedom?
We're all over the ocean.
Wonderful.
Building like light, we're what she is.
Precisely. Precisely. So this is your gateway to freedom. It's yours.
We're free.
Free. You have always been free, you just didn't realize it. I wish to thank each of you for journeying with Enid, because in the recognition of your light, you also bring recognition to her of how powerful her own light is, which maybe she has forgotten as well. So I wish to thank you. Thank you for being there. Thank you for attaching to the point where she sought help. Because in seeing your freedom, in seeing your brilliance, she sees her own. And that is an enormous gift. So thank you, each and every one of you. If I am allowed, may I speak now to the energy of guilt? Are you still here?
Yes.
So tell me now what role you've got to play in Enid's life. Tell me what role you have in this journey.
Freedom.
Yes, yes, yes. You are the flame of freedom. You are the flame of freedom, and you burn brightly.
I'm no longer burdened by the flock.
Mm-hmm.
The flock was burdened in freedom, turning freedom into guilt.
Mm-hmm. This is so beautiful. What does guilt look like right now?
Um, it has been transformed into freedom, and it actually like the flock took off,
Mm-hmm.
and freedom took off, like just
Fantastic.
Like once everything unlocked in the truth,
That's it.
the information came forward like they always.
Precisely that. That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. So now we come back to Enid, Efuru, as light, as being. Kurakeni kakoye nasira nahati. What else? What other information would you like to bring through for Enid in her lifetime right now?
Well, that was a huge load. That was hidden under a lot of the things that are on paper.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe the transformations are going to come in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, that you have lifted, that was a huge burden,
For sure.
a huge burden. That was causing procrastination, you know, all the things that was written, but it was really that one thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It does definitely explain all of the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other burdens that Enid is carrying on the spiritual plane that we can look at now while we're here?
No, the thing is to go by the advice that was
Please.
given.
Yes, 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 for
Go
sure.
back to the advice.
Okay.
And the burdens have been lifted, and know that we are very much here and helping with everything, planning dates and times, and everything's very well coordinated. Nothing's wrong. Everything's fine. This was orchestrated. This was timing. You may not have noticed, but after all the talk in the beginning and all of that, you started at one, one, one. This is very well orchestrated. Everything's fine.
Wow. That is beautiful. Wow. So is this journey actually complete?
Yes.
Wonderful. I give deep, deep gratitude to all life that has assisted here today. I give deep gratitude to Guilt, who has turned and opened the flame of freedom for so many souls. I give deep gratitude for this information coming through for Enid. Hiana hiana hyokhere mia sia tokoye mirakiano hie hiarakata si honiaka hati mira hyokia nokye norhayeka nokoye nikia urasa. So Enid, we are going to bring your light body back into your physical body now. So just bringing your energy back to your physical form. all of your renewed and realigned and vibrant energy is now returning into your body. And before you open your eyes, just to take notice of the expansion of your heart, the releasing of the burdens, the increased depth of your wisdom, and send gratitude to all who participated in your journey. And so now you are returning to your everyday awareness and consciousness. Feel yourself returning now. You can begin to move your fingers and your toes, slightly move your body, returning now into the plane from which you left. It's now 12:01 p.m. on a Saturday, the 17th of July. Mera kohinika sotia rameatia sokoyeti. Marikatia mohania satokianaka nontariatisi. That was beautiful.
Wow.
That was so beautiful. Mm-hmm. Mm. And it makes so much sense.
Wow.
Wow, zero kiamehisi.
I had no idea. Goodness. That was something else.
Yes. So those are the kind of journeys I'm doing all the time now. I do them by myself now. I sit in the woods and anybody says they want healing, I literally tune in and do that kind of work for them now because I get the information, I talk to the energy behind it, and it's beautiful.
Yeah. I feel great. A whole flock of people?
Mm-hmm.
No wonder I didn't want to do anything.
It's so scary to work knowing that there's people literally holding on to you and saying, you've got to be my savior. And, yes.
That's the way, that's, wow.
Wow, is right.
Ursula.
Yeah, no.
And then I did used to feel guilty if I didn't do anything. I would feel guilty. You know, like every day I feel guilty that you didn't make the video today. I feel guilty. I feel guilty. I feel guilty. You know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then even when I do something, I still felt guilty. Like you
Right.
didn't do enough. Do
Right.
another. You should do something else. Wow. I feel like honestly, and you had to see when they realized that they were light too,
Mm-hmm.
they took off. They left. They
It's
like
so
we were over the ocean and the moonlight was shining and we all were all individual like big old orbs on different size orbs like that. That's the way it started.
right.
Just me being an orb. But once they got released, it was like they were like, where was you are? And
Right.
they just like they like took off like cartoons and just like left me.
That's so wonderful.
As
It's
soon as
so
they realized
wonderful.
that they were free, they like just left me in guilt, like just standing there.
It's so fun. It's always such a blessing. It's such a
Right. They
blessing.
just took off.
Right.
And then intuitively you were like, guilt? Because guilt was like, really? like I can hear guilt, like, what am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to do? Like
Right. Right.
everybody had left guilt. It was like, what am I supposed to be? And then you were like, then you asked it. and it was like freedom. And when you turned it to freedom, it left. It
Right.
was just me.
Right. Right.
It left. It was like, hey, everything just took off, and it was just right back to where it was with just
Right.
me over the ocean being a light by myself. That was beautiful.
It's beautiful.
That was really, really beautiful. Wow.
Wow, Tikore Niaka. I'm going to stop the recording because